She said I will find it myself, find my haven if I only take her hand. Why are you still? Why do you do? Why don't you move? There's so much more you could make of this world. And she said, and she
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Daily Grind Fantasy official live stream for this MLB Prizepicks board. We will be going over all the value across all DFS sites. Joined here with Dustin. Dustin, how you doing today?
Doing well. As you guys can see, we are without TJ today. He ditched us. So it is what it is.
He did.
We got you guys covered, though. We got you guys covered today on the Daily Value live stream, as Matt likes to call it. Going to go ahead and go over all the best plays on the board, whether it's Prizepicks or some of these other DFS apps. Wherever there's value, we're hunting it and we're playing it. So, yeah.
That is exactly how you do it, guys. For anybody who is new to this channel, we do not look at fundamental analysis. We don't look at anything, any of the fluff behind all these random sports, cappers on YouTube and all over Twitter. We just go straight to the market data because the market data drives the industry, right? Why would you choose, fundamental analysis? Why would you be biased behind some of your selections when you can literally just look at how the market prices these props and then take the profitable long-term bet? We will be going over a lot of that here throughout this live stream, as well as answering any of some questions that you guys do have. We post daily pick videos every single day going over the mindset that you guys should have. We do daily live streams all day, every day. Also, look out for maybe potentially a live stream a little bit later today. We have a surprise promo. Looks like one of these DFS apps will be giving us. Again, we heard that through the pipeline. So we will possibly be going live a little bit later. If not, we'll be tweeting out some slips for that specific DFS site. But right now, Dustin, kind of value all over the place. I saw a ton of value on Underdog earlier today, but I know the people want Prizepicks. So you just want to go ahead and start here?
Yep, absolutely.
Let's do
start
it.
With Prizepicks.
And I did. So I want to address something. And I don't know if you saw this, Dustin. I posted a video earlier today. It did have, I think it was, it was 113 on the under. Don't know if you saw that pick at the top of the board. So
no, I didn't.
Okay, good, because you missed out on a landmine of a play because it was a bad pick. So Prizepicks posted this thing at 2. Batano posted this thing at 1.5 with slight juice on the over, I believe. Regardless, it was a profitable sports bet on the under here on Prizepicks. I even posted a video on it. However, Underdog came out with their line a little bit later in the day. Guess what? Moved that line up to 2.5. So looks like Batano was the one off. That is the small risk that you guys do play by observing the market, again, with only one other price point. More times than not, that was probably the first time in a very long time I saw a line shift not in favor of the middle. It shifted quite literally the opposite way of, and Batana was way off. They set their line to 1.5, slight juice on the over, and then it shot all the way up to 2.5 with Underdog matching that 2.5 line. So what you guys will see now is you head over to 113. I had his under at 2. Now it's at the 2.5, not a profitable bet. So just wanted to put that out there. That is sometimes the risk in not letting the market settle. It does happen less often than what you're used to. Again, I don't know, 95% plus of the time, it's going to move in your favor. I would even go as far to argue even more so higher than that. Regardless, Dustin, that was an opportunity. Obviously, I was willing to jump on, regardless of the market data. Again, like I said, more times than not, it does shoot in your favor. But otherwise, the other plays in that slip do look great. Do you want to go ahead and kick off this new slip that we're going to make?
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just piggyback a little bit off of what you're saying.
Sure.
I can't remember the last time I've seen that happen with like a League of Legends play per se.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe more often with WNBA, we might see something, kind of go the opposite way than what we were seeing in the market with the little bit of data that we had before. Of course, that's why we preach, having more books to back it up, more book support is better, of course. But nonetheless, it is that little bit of risk you run whenever you're jumping on these lines real quick and early with not so much market data.
That being said, should you still play plays with only one book support?
Absolutely.
More times than not, it will not shift in against you.
And someone in here asked, how reliable is Betno is, what they're asking. They feel like comparing League of Legends lines on UD is sharper. I personally think that Betno is pretty sharp. I absolutely love when we have all three, Betno, UD, and Prizepicks together to go off of. And I really do think that they are pretty sharp. Obviously, then they might have missed out on that play, or we're on the wrong side of that play. But we'll see. We'll continue to observe the market and keep trusting it.
So another thing to note and another thing to say off of that point is, would Batano be putting these or setting these lines if they weren't profitable off their esports bettors? The answer is no, they would not. Like if they're not consistently making money off their sports bettors, if players are not going to Batano, placing those bets, and they're net negative, you think they would keep posting esports lines? That doesn't make any sense. So they are right to a 6 to 8 degree, 6% 6 to 8% margin of error. That's usually, again, taking into consideration the juice. So again, you guys have to take that into consideration when trusting the market, because again, these guys would not be posting lines if they weren't. So I want to go ahead and jumpstart this slip here. Obviously, we're going to be pulling from the top, but when we talk about book support, there's a line here with plenty of book support. It doesn't look like it has moved yet. Erica Wheeler set to 5.5 on FanDuel, minus 115 on DraftKings, minus 115 on Barstool, and also set to minus 122. Obviously, that is the built-in juice on Underdog. This line will move. This thing will shoot up to 5.5. I can almost guarantee you on Prizepicks. So I kind of want to start there, Dustin, because obviously that is going to move. And I'm surprised it has not yet. So we want to get in a slip very quickly. I put in upset. So let's go ahead. Where do you want to go next?
I'm down to go straight from the top. We get all 5 of those plays in there, including Erica Wheeler. I haven't really looked into the League of Legends to see if there's any negative correlation there just yet. I don't believe there is. So if you're willing to go ahead straight from the top, I'm willing to go straight from the top there. Kelsey Mitchell, we're getting a 1-point PRA discount there. Actually, it looks like she was bumped.
Who?
Kelsey
Wheeler?
Mitchell.
Oh, Mitchell.
No, Kelsey Mitchell. Wheeler's still there, so maybe we jump down to Aaliyah Boston if that has not been bumped yet.
That is good. Yeah, so I have a full 5 slip here. If I can get in Boston, we have Boston 26.
Yep, so we're good.
All All right, so we're going to go down the line here. Upset under 3.5, map 1 kills. Wheeler over 5 assists. We have Irrelevant under 2, map 1 kills. Peach under 2, map kills. And Boston, 26.5 PRA under. What you guys need to do is go ahead and put that in, and then let's go over why this is a profitable sports betting slip. For any of you who are brand new to this channel, obviously you guys don't you don't know what you're really looking at here on the optimizer, but what this does is this directly compares market projections, the closest line to the Prizepicks line, to see if there's any discrepancies in the market when we look at Prizepicks, because obviously focusing on Prizepicks is the whole point of this. Daily Grind Fantasy, let's focus on all DFS markets. When we compare more market knowledge directly to Prizepicks, that is obviously, what we're looking for in terms of discrepancies, best case opportunity here with Prizepicks. And as you can see, all these profitable sports betting plays, when you go over to the plus EV plays tab, you can sort by 5-man, 6-man flexes, go all the way down, and all of these are profitable long-term bets, which means you can just go down the list and select these as long as they're not negatively correlated. But again, looking down the line here, upset, set the minus 167 odds on Betano. We just went over why you should trust Betano, because they're obviously making money off their sports bettors. They're basically saying, hey, based on our probability, hitting the under at 3.5, you're only going to get a little bit in terms of ROI. But on Prizepicks, you can get this thing at minus 119 odds. So we will trust Betano and the market here. Take the under on Prizepicks, get that minus 119 juice. As you guys can see, Wheeler was just bumped from 5 to 5.5. As you guys can see, seeing that this process does work. So that is why we place the under there. Irrelevant, comparing directly to Underdog, a 50-50 fair odds percentage when you take out minus 122 juice on either side of this 1.5 line. Directly comparing to Prizepicks, they're also setting that exact same line to 2. Why would you not take the under on 2, take the over on Underdog, hope this thing finishes on 2, and then you're technically winning on both slips. So that is why we placed the bets that we did. You guys can look on the screen here and see that this thing did get bumped from 5 to 5.5. That was very quick. Good job, stream. And that is, again, why this slip is profitable long term. Go ahead.
I do want to piggyback a little bit off of what you're saying and just kind of explain to, if somebody is new watching and they're just like, why are they just looking at these numbers on a screen and then just betting them? We have no clue really about League of Legends or these teams, and that doesn't matter, because whenever these books or these DFS apps are setting these lines, everything that everything you think all the research you can do, looking at the last 5 game logs, last 10 game logs, or my favorite one, Matt, is when people look back at matchups for the last 5 years, be like, oh, they've went over in 18 of 21 games, in the last 5 years.
I love that too.
Like, because the teams are totally different now and everything. Anyways, the books, Vegas, they all know everything you can look up or research or fundamental analysis. Trust the books. They're setting these lines with favorable outcomes for a reason. As Matt said earlier, it's a reason why they are profitable. These books are. So believe me, you don't need to do any extra research but what we're doing right here by comparing these lines in the market data. I made that mistake for a long, long time, as Matt knows.
Everybody does. Yep.
Even when I first got the optimizer, right? Not only was I doing fundamental analysis before, when I first got the optimizer, I told Matt, I was like, I'm not 100% a plus EV better, but so then what I would do is I'd find a good play on the optimizer. I would go and do my fundamental analysis on top of it being a good play on the optimizer, which was stupid looking back on it now, because I just wasted my entire time doing that whenever Vegas already had that baked into the line. So don't be doing fundamental analysis. If you're doing it, stop, trust the market.
I will say this, that there's nothing wrong with having knowledge of the sport that you're betting on. Definitely not, right? Like, obviously that is a huge leg in the game in terms of correlation, not so much the actual plays that you're placing. So like, for instance, it's good to know about League of Legends in terms of correlating these plays, because one thing we don't have built into the optimizer, maybe one day we will, but like the fact that none of these top plays are negatively correlated makes me want to play these in a slip. If these were negatively correlated, when we look at League of Legends, for instance, you take 2 players from opposing teams in the same matchup. If you have 2 overs, that is negatively correlated. Same thing with 2 unders. Like, obviously, if one team is doing well, the other team's going to be doing not so well, right? They're not going to be getting as many kills. And if you guys don't know that, you know that now with League of Legends. So having that in terms of fundamental analysis for correlating is great. Same thing can be said for NBA, WNBA, right? Like if Aaliyah Boston has an under of 26.5 points, rebounds, and assists, we're either one, hoping she gets in foul trouble, or two, she just is sucking, not getting that many rebounds, points, assists. Somebody else on the team is stepping up, right? So positive correlation for this exact player would be an over for another player on her team from Indiana, because obviously if they're not doing so well, the other player is going to step up. Hopefully that is the mindset behind that. There's more of there's a better chance that player on her team is going to do well. So that, in terms of correlating, does help you to be a profitable sports bettor utilizing the fantasy optimizer. But what Dustin's referring to is just basic knowledge, right? Like going through the motions of saying, hey, upset has a bad matchup. Maybe a different player on the other team has a better champion pool, or whatever you guys like to say for League of Legends, or something to that line does not matter, because these lines are set by very sharp sports bettors, and then these lines move based on sharp sports bettors like yourselves. So like all this is baked into the price of the market, right? So just another way to explain that, and why having fundamental analysis isn't necessarily bad, but it is when selecting individual plays.
Yep, I agree.
What we can do?
Go ahead.
We can build another slip here, but I just included Kobe or Kabi or whatever his name is here from the League of Legends play here at the top. If you guys weren't able to get in the last slip, under 3 does look good, again, because Underdog is setting this to a 2.5 line. So you guys can go ahead and play that. If you guys missed out on the first one, I know that who got bumped, was it?
Kelsey Mitchell, I believe. No. Hang on. I got it. It was Eric Wheeler from 5.5 assists.
Wheeler got bumped. So again, if you guys were able to take advantage of that, we can go down here, Dustin, and we can actually talk about some League of Legends correlation in some of these plays if you want to. If you want to purposefully correlate.
Yeah, I'm down to do that. And even if you wanted to toss in this Christian Yelich play, MLB,
yes, sir,
on this flip as well, and we could talk a little bit about that.
Yeah,
well, let's go ahead and look for maybe some correlation on the League of Legends first.
Okay, I'll go ahead and throw in Yelich for now, and then we can talk about. Okay, did he just get removed? Hold on. Yelich. Yeah, I'll go ahead and throw this in now, and then we can talk about it later. Okay. Let's go ahead and find some correlation here.
Okay, let's do it. Looks like some of these plays are starting here soon, actually.
What, for League of Legends?
Yeah, maybe not some of these ones. Yeah, actually, these are. So Chasey starting soon. So Mad and XL are starting soon.
Okay. Do you want to correlate XL and Mad, because I see a lot of plays here that actually have a ton of positive correlation.
Yep. I'm down.
Okay.
We're gonna go ahead and keep Kobe in the slip. Kobe.
Okay.
And then we can correlate from there if you want.
Okay, go ahead and kick us off with the next one. Actually, do you know what? I think I just noticed a full stack. Let me see if I can.
Yep, I see it. Patrick, Chasey. Is that what you're looking at?
Let's go ahead and try it. Patrick under, right? Excel's under. Okay.
Yep. And then Chasey over 3.
Yelich, Chasey.
Yeah, however, is it? No.
That's an over?
Yep.
Loya. Over. And who's the last guy?
I think that should be it.
Oh, Peach. Peach under. Go ahead and throw him in there. Yeah, I was thinking Peach and Mario. All right, so what we can do here, right? So we have 2 XLs, 2 XL unders. Are we able to bet that?
I will
like
try,
a full stack?
We're sitting at a 6-man right now.
You can.
Is what I have.
Who'd you throw in there? Oh, you threw in
Kobe.
Okay, I took him out. So yeah,
took him out. Okay, I'll enter it with 5.
So guys, this is what this looks like, and they're all plus EV by themselves. But when you add in the correlation, this is so much plus EV, right? So I'm going to talk about this in just a second. I'm going to get it on the screen for you guys.
Yep. Get it entered, guys. Get it entered first.
Aloya over, and then we have Peach as the last one. All right, so why this is positively correlated. You have 2 players from the same team. Hopefully, XL gets steamrolled. I don't know too much about League of Legends, but I do know that Mad is a very good team, or they were good. So this makes sense. I don't know what the odds are, but if they are favored, this looks even better, because Mad over kills for both Chasey, Aloya, and then Peach and Patrick under. What we hope here is that Mad gets out to a roaring start. They get a ton of kills early on, and then that just snowballs throughout the game, right? And they just steamroll XL. Very much positive correlation here. I get that they're all even lines, but it is what it is. You take the cards that are dealt to you. So there's that, and then also Christian Yelich. Do you want to talk about this fantasy score play and why this is plus EV real quick, Dustin?
Yep. Are you gonna bring it up on?
I am. Yep.
All right. Yeah. So if you guys notice that button, if that Matt clicked, there's a little button next to Christian Yelich's name. It'll take you over to the Prizepicks fantasy scores, where you can see when we take all of the stats that make up the fantasy score for Prizepicks, right? To make up their fantasy score, whether it's stolen bases, hits, runs, RBIs, whatever it is, right? And we take the even lines on DraftKings. We get DraftKings projection showing that they would project it, if they had a fantasy score market, they would project this at 8.1 fantasy score as opposed to what Prizepicks has it at 7. So it's a 1.1 difference over here comparing it to DraftKings. So really good play there whenever we love to see that. It is plus EV, as you can see. What was it, 50?
Yeah, slight plus EV, 54. But it keeps bouncing around here.
Right. And then, Corey Seager's right there on that line with a 1 point off. But we see lines all the time that are 1.5, 2.2. Like, sometimes they really, really set these lines off comparing to DraftKings, and if DraftKings had a fantasy score market. So definitely keep an eye on that. And then, of course, we talk about it all the time. Underdog is very, very...
yeah, we're going to switch over there here in a second.
Yeah. So, in general...
For sure, and the reason why we actually trust DraftKings over Prizepicks, well, again, we're not necessarily saying we trust DraftKings more than Prizepicks, but we're saying that there's a large enough discrepancy here to really make a bet on Prizepicks, which we've gone over many times. But DraftKings, known as a very sharp sports book, obviously, one, because of the volume that they're receiving, and two, because they are one of the biggest markets in the entire U.S. next to FanDuel, right? So especially for player props, because the American sports books have a ton of player props, probably the most in the entire world, and when it comes to American sports, and this is an American sport, obviously. So that is another thing to take into consideration when looking at this market here for this made-up market that we have for fantasy scores, because we're just taking into consideration all the player props that are put into this Prizepicks calculation. I posted this one in the video earlier today as well. There's another one I posted. It was Lindor. That's who it was. Set to 8, and then he got bumped to 8.5 already. So that one also made more sense. I believe that was up there around 55%. That one has gotten bumped as well. So it just goes to show you that everything that we're automating on the back end is definitely working and observing the market, which is the entire point here. So hopefully all this makes sense, guys. Oh, there's a play that just popped up on Prizepicks. This one we probably won't be able to get in, but this is a 55.13% chance. Andrew Heaney, under 4.5 hits allowed, looks fantastic. This one will certainly get bumped. This one won't be up here for much longer. He is playing the Detroit Tigers, and they are absolutely horrible. So if you want to take any of that into consideration, under 4.5 hits allowed looks great for Heaney. Looking across the market here, average sportsbook line of minus 146. You're getting this thing at minus 119 on Prizepicks. Not only is he minus 146 across the market, he's 140 on DraftKings, 144 on one of the sharpest sports books in the entire world, Pinnacle, 155 on Caesars. All these guys are incredibly juiced on the under. You can get this thing at minus 119 implied odds. I kind of want to play a game, and I kind of want to just sit back and wait and see when this does get bumped, because we know this will. This will get bumped down to 4, and then set or removed completely.
I'm trying to build out a slip myself really quick.
Let me hear it.
Go ahead. If I can. Well, I got Heaney, Kobe, whatever.
Yeah.
And then I have Oscarinen.
What? Oh, okay. I see it. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I'm trying to find, and then I threw an Exakick under 4.
No, he gives me nightmares.
Yeah, I know.
He was the one guy for 10x for me one time.
I'm looking for one more. I'm trying to find some correlation, but
I would just throw it in there ASAP.
Actually, I might. Gosh,
you better hurry.
I'm taking out Exakick actually, and I'm throwing in Humanoid and Razor.
Humanoid, both under. Yep. F and C. We got. Oh, you can't do that. Don't do that. because Humanoid and Oscarin are negatively
are they?
correlated. Yep.
Oh my god, I didn't see that. All right, then I'm taking out Oscar Aaron and I'm throwing in.
So you want Humanoid in there
Exit.
over him? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I mean, I'm trying to get. I need 2 more plays, so that's why I was trying to get the 2 under correlation there.
Oh, I see.
And then I'm just gonna throw an X kick, who is no correlation with them at all.
Okay. I see what you're doing.
Let me see if this works.
I only got 4.
Oh, yes. So I got it in Haney under Kobe under 3, Humanoid under 3.5, Razor K under 3.5, Exit kick under 4.
I think it's Razork, by the way, just so you don't get roasted.
What did I say?
Razor K.
Did I?
Makes sense. Yeah, you did. Razork is a weapon, is what I hear. So that one's, for any of you League of Legends players, and we got questions on this last live stream, so I just want to talk about it. A lot of you were like, hey, like, what if, these players from FNC, like, their lines, they should be over, right? Since they're favored. FNC, I'm assuming, is favored over Vitality. I just know this because FNC is like a top 2 team. They should be favored. Mark me, or correct me if I'm wrong. But right now, we're taking 2 unders on the team that's favored. Okay, so let's address that right now. 1, they are too high for given what we know, and 2, the books already know this, right? They know that this team is favored already, and they're setting their lines based on that assumption. So 3.5, I don't know if you guys, again, watch League of Legends, but you should know that 3.5 is an aggressive line for anybody. So given the fact that, we're taking all this into consideration, they're still a little bit too high. The projection marked with all of the lines that are set on the sports books. This is all market knowledge, right? So imagine Vitality goes out here and actually wins this game. These guys are probably both hitting the under with ease. So just something to take into consideration. Even if FNC wins, there's still a possibility that these guys don't hit the over. So just take that into consideration.
Nonetheless, all plus EV. We got Haney in there, which is a solid play.
Oh yeah, all unders. Yeah, that's terrifying.
Oh yeah, of course, always is. But we play him anyways.
Yep.
I want to check one thing.
This guy's still up here. Haney is still up here. So that's nuts, guys. Take advantage of this play.
Surprising. I'm trying to look and see if Haney might be.
Peach got bumped down. Haney bumped from 4.5. Was at 4 last hour. That's fine. Let the market do that. Some players or some sports bettors might be hammering the over based on what? I guarantee you this guy has an ugly last 5 game log. Bet you that's what's happening. I have no idea. Let's pull it up. If this guy has hit the over in the past 5, that's exactly what's happening. It doesn't look too bad, actually. Not too bad. But if that was at 4, right, he would have hit or pushed in the last 5, so that makes sense. Sports bettors are probably looking at that, right? You're casual sports bettors.
Yep. I was trying to see if we could get that elsewhere, but currently, no. It is 4 on Parlay Play.
On Parlay Play, yeah. All right, do you want to switch gears over to Underdog? Because I believe the last time I checked, there was a ton of sports bets over there. That looked great.
It's not too much, but...
Not too much anymore?
Okay. There is a solid fantasy score play that I actually had gotten in. I only placed one play earlier because Matt knows I've been struggling.
Matt is minus 460. Yes and no. So there it goes to show you guys.
Yep. So no, I mean there's not much left here on Underdog.
Dude, there were so many League of Legends plays earlier. So many.
Yes. I didn't get any of those, and I've been messing with that camera issue like I've been telling you, and I literally got one slip in. But Javi Baez right there. I mean, 5.5 over there. It's 7.3 on DraftKings. Let's say 1.8 difference. So
nuts.
Really like that play. I got that in.
That is nuts, and it's funny because it's an over for a Tiger. So you should like that.
There you go.
So hey, if anybody's going to do well, we hope it's Baez, right? If you're playing on Underdog there. Also, 54.64%. We're looking for any play that's over 54.94 for 54.95 over for 3-man powers on Underdog, and we're looking for anything over 54.34 for 5-man insured. So you guys can go ahead and play that Kalinick play in a 3-man power. Again, assuming that there's another play up there, but there's not. So I'm just speaking out of my butt right now. There were so many plays. I wish we would have loaded up the stream a little bit earlier. But you guys can see why this fantasy score play looks very good for Javi Baez. So, shall we go down the line?
I'm looking, man, and it's looking pretty dry for what it is.
Even on our parlay play board, huh?
Yeah. I mean, you got a few there. I mean, it's nothing outrageous, but the one thing, I mean, if you want to talk about Fliff a little bit,
we can. Sure.
Yeah, I mean, there's a 3.58% plus EV play there with the Cincinnati Reds, Baltimore Orioles, first half under run, under 3.5. You've already got it?
Oh yeah, I got that a while ago. I got that. Flip is one of the apps I open up, first thing in the morning because there's so many plays. I took the Orioles under first half total runs, plus 320 when you compare it directly to FanDuel and BetMGM. I mean, guys, you should know at this point that this is a profitable sports bet. Also, if you take a look here at under 4.5, a ton more market support at that under, which means that even, this only being a 2-book support at the very top, it looks like it does correlate here with the under 4.5. So it looks like a fantastic sports bet if this market did exist here at the very top for 3.5, more so. So that is why that is a profitable sports bet. I have already taken this. If you guys do not have Fliff, it is a money-making machine. There's so many sports bets. Like if you want to think about this in terms of like a prize pick slip, I mean, we're looking at 58, 59% all the way down the board here. It just looks like a fantastic opportunity day in and day out for Fliff.
Yep, I went ahead and locked that in. Now, question, Matt, for everyone listening. So whenever you wake up, you check the Fliff optimizer, you load up Fliff. You're taking all of these that are at least 2% and above that. Whenever you first load it up, you see there's 4. Let's say right now, 4 of these plays over 2% plus EV. You're playing all those.
Yeah, I only play 1 plus EV bet from the same game in the same market. So, for instance, I only placed the under 3.5 here for the Orioles. I didn't double dip. You can do that. And hope that they finish. If they finish at 4, you still win. But I don't like overexposing. Like, let's say that this game goes way over and goes, to 6 runs in the first 5 innings, then I'm screwed, and I just lost twice as much. So if you guys are, practicing good bankroll management, then yeah, I wouldn't double dip in the same market, same game. Something I did for NBA too. I didn't overexpose myself. As you know, Dustin, there were a ton of spreads for the same game for NBA.
Yep.
I never took every single one of those. I just took one because, again, not overexposing. Because if that went south from that expected what we were looking at in terms of the plus EV plays, obviously you don't want to have too much exposure to one specific market. So that's personally what I do.
No, so that I mean, you just went on a teaching thing I didn't even expect because I wasn't even looking at that there was more than one game in those top 4 plays.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, that's a good point in general. I guess I was getting more so at so let's say these were all different plays, 2%. You play those, you hop onto the Fliff optimizer again here in about 3 hours. There's 3 other plays that are above 2%. You're dropping all 3 of those as well. Is that correct?
1,000%. Volume is a key, guys. I get it's the off season, but there's still plenty of plays to play. You want to play as many plus EV plays, as many opportunities as there are when you observe the market. That's why on Prizepicks has been our best friend recently with all these esports plays. We've added esports for this exact reason. You guys want to be able to take advantage of as many slips as you can possible, as many straight bets as you can on Fliff, Hot Streak, Jock. This is why I preach all the time. You guys need to have every single DFS app that you possibly can in your arsenal. It is the best way to have it. And again, like I get it. I get Prizepicks is the sexiest. I get that Prizepicks is the most fun to play because their UI, the amount of props that you can bet. But if you actually want to make money sports betting, this is the way to do it. Period.
100%. I mean, I get DMs often with people saying, "Hey, like I've had the optimizer 2 days or whatever, and I didn't hit or whatever."
Mm-hmm.
Also, number one, let's talk about, Matt, that it's not a 2-day game, right? I don't know how many times I've had 2 losing days in a row. I mean, so often.
Like I'm on a 2-day losing streak now. So
that's what I'm saying. So often in my career, 2 days does not define plus EV betting. But what does is playing by volume, bankroll management, playing these plus EV plays in general that you're getting directly here from the optimizer. The easiest way to do it when you can have all these sports books at your fingertips at one peak of this website, and then on top of that, I mean, having all of these different DFS apps or sports books or however you want to plus EV bet. I mean, it really is a proven method. It's not a 2-day thing. I know we have a 3-day trial, but you guys tried the trial. Maybe give it a month. I mean, I don't know how else to say that, Matt, but it's definitely not a 2-day necessary thing. You got to give it more time.
And I will say that there are just so many promos throughout this industry, and there's only going to be more, I do predict, and there's only going to be more DFS apps that we're going to add. The whole point is to take advantage of these promos throughout the week. Even if you are a broke college student, you can make money from these promos, right? Like you take advantage of these tacos, $25 maxes, like $75 if you can afford it throughout the week is definitely not bad. But if you play it the proper way and you take advantage of these promos for Taco Tuesday, for Hot Streak, I mean, holy cow, there's $10 promos every single hour that you guys can take advantage of. Hot Streak, we talk about parlay play, slide the line. Like you guys can just make money as a broke college student. Don't worry, I was there. As a broke college student, actually taking advantage of just these promos, which is amazing. It's an amazing thing to do. Underdog, they're free square promos. No House Advantage, we haven't even talked about No House Advantage. They're every week promo where you can play up to $100 to $200 on these plays. That I started out with $100 to prove a point. I'm up to $600 still on No House Advantage. I was up to $1,000. They've been crushing me, but the whole point of doing that. Of being able to grow your bankroll up to $1,000 off 100 was because I was able to take advantage of these promos only. Like I only play during the promos, rarely play 5-man slips because they do have a sharper book. Regardless, that is how you do it. That is how you do it.
Matt, I've basically on the No House Advantage thing, and I know that there's been a couple live streams that you weren't able to make it to that I ended up cashing out and stuff. But yeah, I started out with 100. I got my free money, my extra $200 by using code DGF. If you use code DGF, you'll get a 100% deposit match. On No House Advantage, all these other apps, as you guys can see at the bottom of the screen, Prizepicks, Parlay Play. Everything, every one of these apps you can think of. But yeah, I went ahead. I started out with 100, got my extra $100, so $200. Started out. I am now sitting at $612.
So we're about the same. Look at that.
But listen. I've been even more fortunate because I've also successfully cashed out a $400 cash out and a $492 cash out.
Oh wow! So, you've been crushing it.
Yeah, so been doing really solid here on NHA, and that's literally just playing the promos. $10 slips, guys.
So you've made over. I'm not going to do quick math here. Over $1,000. We'll call it $1,200. And how long have you been? So what? It's been a couple months, 1 to 2 months.
I think it's March. I think it was right around March.
Has it been that long
NHA.
ago? Okay.
It might have been right around March. But think about it, Matt. That's playing $10 slips.
Yeah.
For 3 months.
And that's
twice a week. Like that's pretty wild.
Yeah.
So
I completely agree with you. And that's the best way to do it. We also have a ton of questions that I was not ignoring, but holding off to talk about, all these slips that we were putting in and stuff on Prizepicks. But I'm going to go ahead and go back up here and just go through some of these questions. If you guys have any questions, again, we like to talk from a teaching perspective all the time for these live streams as well. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to spam them in the chat. Question number 2, I'll get to your original question, Devin, but I'm reading from the bottom here. Is the jock market props best to translate to sleeper? Don't know what you mean there, but if you could expand upon that, don't get the question.
I think he's trying to be able to look at an optimizer and see what's best to play on sleeper based off of the numbers on that optimizer is what I'm feeling.
I don't know. That is definitely a question I don't have the answer to at the moment. Are you going to partner with Sleeper or the new Fantasia? They have 12. You guys, listen, you guys are quicker on some of these apps than I am. Like I have been sending emails back and forth. Don't worry. We'll have all the apps that you guys want. Anywhere that we see an edge, we will have on our optimizer. There's reasons why specific sports books, DFS apps are not on our optimizer. Okay. Sleeper, we just partnered with, that will be coming soon. Do not worry. That will be on our optimizer within the next week or two. Okay. And
Bingo.
Fantasia. Don't worry, guys. We will have as many sports books and DFS apps as we can. I will never stop adding books. Question.
Yep. And
go ahead.
It's code DGF for Sleeper too. If they're not already on it.
Code DGF. Yep. You got it. That's what I meant. Wow. You read his mind, Dustin. So
Bingo.
we will be adding Sleeper to our optimizer. Jock, I don't know why you went the 1-to-1 comparison with Jock Market though. So Sleeper does have a market, and they do have odds like very similar to sportsbook. So the exact same way that Hot Streak operates. So I think that's what you're talking about. Yes, we will be adding Sleeper to our optimizers. I just don't know if we're going to compare them directly to our other DFS apps. We have other tools though coming along the way. Strider under 9.5 Ks. Well, let's take a look. I will take a look at Prizepicks.
While you're looking at that, I want to go ahead and take Sano's lob and go ahead and slam it in. So if you guys don't already have the optimizer and you guys want to take advantage of a plus EV promo given by DGF, you can use code STREAM. You'll get 25% off annual memberships for DGF. That's insane. 25% off for the annual subscription, guys. Make sure you guys are taking advantage of that if you guys aren't already on the optimizer, or we have, monthly, you sign up for that as well, but can't really beat the 25% off the annual subscription. So we only put that here in, chat or during these live streams. Code STREAM will get you that 25% off. We don't put it anywhere else. We don't tweet it out. We don't tell anybody via DMs. We don't do anything. Only here on the stream for you guys watching every day.
Yes, sir. 25% off. That is one of the more aggressive promos that we have done. I pulled up Strider under 9.5 Ks. So as you can see here, slightly favored on the under. So the one good thing about this prop is that if you were to lean one way or the other, I would lead the under. However, on Prizepicks, again, you're getting us at minus 119 odds. That does not move the needle enough. It does present the best odds that you can get, but it's not much different from your Bovadas, from your Barcelona. And keep in mind, there's a margin of error included into this, otherwise known as the juice. We want this thing to be over 54.2, 54.34, depending on what slip you play. It is not anywhere close to that. Still 2% to go in terms of a margin of error. So this is not a profitable long-term bet on Prizepicks. Depending on maybe it being your last leg, I would not play this on Prizepicks. Do you guys use drafters? I do. Do you know what drafters is, Dustin?
I have no clue, actually. I did see that, and I have no clue what that is.
Do you know what? Let me know if you guys want to see drafters on the optimizer. I will get on it. I have no idea what that is. Like I said, you guys are quick.
I don't even know if that's an app.
I feel like that's a made-up app. I feel like if a 2-year-old made an app, that's what they would name it. No disrespect if that is a real app. Don't clip that.
Drafters.
I got
there goes that partnership.
5 of 6 off yesterday's picks. Congrats. I don't know what pick you're referring to, but that's awesome, man. Awesome. If you're pulling directly off the optimizer, yeah. Sano's putting bump. He's essentially being a bump bot in here. Wheeler 5 to 5.5. Mitchell 21.5 to 22. He needed 4, so he did move. Did he actually move? No, I'm seeing him not move.
No, I think moved to 4.5 to. Let me see.
No, he says 4.5 to 4. I think he's capping. Going up. Hit a 10 times CSGO off the Opti on Saturday. Congrats, Betting Angle. I know that you're grinding. You're still learning. Congrats, man.
Betting Angle's a wagon.
What is considered positive correlation on CSGO? Can't do the same team on PP, given the possibility of OT or overs on players belonging to opposing team is a positive correlation. No. You are correct, John. So I think the positive correlation does lie in hitting multiple overs for opposing teams, because if that game does go into OT, there's a higher likelihood that 1, it's close, obviously, and 2, those players are doing well in terms of kills. They get more kills, obviously, the longer the game goes. It's similar to hitting overs on NBA players that are obviously hitting OT. So there is positive correlation there. It also kind of sucks because if a team completely blows the doors off another team, 2 unders from the same game are positively correlated. It's kind of counterintuitive because if a team does really well, it doesn't mean that they're going to get a ton of kills. So that kind of, sucks. So 2 overs from the same game or 2 unders from the same game, depending on the game script, there's some positive correlation there.
So I did look up Drafters. They said it's a DFS app, and what it is it's much like Draft from back in the day, and even now these other DFS apps have it, where it's snake drafts for like the weekly, just the 1 week. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
Yeah. So that's basically what it is, or season long, or 1 week fantasy. So that's what that is.
Gotcha. That being said, if they have a prop betting side, then we would be more than happy to have it. Is there a way to change color percent odds to hit? I am colorblind and would like to change the color scheme. Ryan, that we will note that. I'm sorry that we do not make it friendly for people that are, because I do know there's a ton of people out there that are colorblind.
I'm colorblind.
And Dustin is cool. But one thing to note also is that you guys can simply just hit the plus EV play drop down, and it limits you to the plays that you should be selecting. So that's another thing, again, for anybody who is colorblind. That is another way to do it. That was big brain,
Matt. That was big brain right there.
What?
It's exactly how you should be doing
filter?
It.
Yeah,
if you are colorblind, just use the filter.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you're just not, if you're not as savvy or used to the percentages or what you're really looking for just yet, you should always be using that filter then, just to make sure you are playing the correct plus EV plays in the correct slip types, guys. So it is important.
I got question, boys. What about fantasy scores on UD for esports? Yep, to be determined. I believe there is deaths included in that, and there's just no market for deaths, at least as of right now. So we will be getting on that, of course, if there's more data to provide for that. Can you explain negative positive correlation? Again, the process of knowing what stat to choose depends on the sport. So for League of Legends, like 2 overs from the same team, positively correlated. 2 unders from the same team, positively correlated. 2 overs from the same matchup, opposing teams are not. That is negatively correlated. So again, NFL, to give an example that everybody knows, quarterback, wide receiver, 2 overs, obviously positively correlated, right? Easy to understand. Quarterback throwing more yards, there's more chance that the wide receiver will catch more yards, right? So,
yep.
And I believe that you're still allowed to do that on Prizepicks for 1 QB to 1 wide receiver. So
I believe so.
Please don't change that Prizepicks, because that was a moneymaker last season. We will be abusing that this season. They have player props. Who has player props?
Matt, are you thinking that Prizepicks possibly follows suit and now gets League of Legends deaths and fantasy score kind of behind UD?
I believe so. They should, because these DFS apps will always adapt, right? And I know that Prizepicks is a huge esports presence, same thing as UD, so I wouldn't see why not. Yep. Definitely see them doing that. Does DFS Optimizer have a free trial available? Absolutely. If you head over to the membership page and you sign up for any one of these, that comes with a 3-day free trial. So, and you can sign up below too. I'm literally on the membership page showing you guys just to test it out, see what it's about. If you guys don't, let me just put it this way, Dustin. I've never said this on stream. If you guys, the 3-day free trial is not for people to see if plus EV betting is going to work. That is not the point of our 3-day free trials. The point of our 3-day free trials is to see what the optimizer looks like. If you do not grasp the concept of plus EV betting before you buy the optimizer, you already are probably going to unsubscribe, because you're going to assume that this is going to be immediate success. That is not the right way to go about it. I've seen so many times, I don't know if you get questions in your DMs, Dustin, I get so many, where people are just like, hey, like I've been playing using the optimizer for a week, 3 days, and for some reason, what am I doing wrong? They get frustrated with me. And then either 1, their process is completely wrong, or 2, they just simply haven't given themselves enough time. Or another really fun question is, hey, I've been hitting 3 of 5s, 4 of 5s, but I can't do 5. I can't hit it 5 of 5. That's the best thing in the world to see, because if you're hitting 3 of 5s or 4 of 5s consistently, it's just a matter of time, right? Like the variance is going to play into your favor. The average percent odds to hit, if you're playing correctly on using the optimizers, is around 5% for hitting a 5 of 5. 5% really isn't that high. Like if you think about that in terms of percent odds to hit, 5% to hit a 5 of 5 slip is actually pretty low. So you literally have to play at least 20 slips to really see if this thing does work. Anyway, just wanted to put that out there.
Nope, I like that. Sorry, dog. Jetson, stop.
Does the DFS? Sorry, I already read that. Dustin, will you be playing? Matt Dustin, will you be playing NFL fantasy on DraftKings? Always do. You kidding me? I got that itch in me. I love DFS. To DFS. I love playing that game type. So certainly.
You mentioned it on Twitter before.
Yeah. Yep, we certainly got something in the works, guys. We will have the best DFS tool for DraftKings here shortly. I promise you.
Yep, you guys. Matt's working on a lot of stuff for the website and everything. Hey, you guys got to be a little patient with him because obviously it takes time to get these things implemented, and there's a lot of stuff going on. But believe me, him and TJ want nothing but the best tools, optimizers, whatever you can think of for the community to give us the best edge and the best value constantly, day in and day out. It's going to be on the website. Believe us.
Yeah. The one thing that I did notice, early on in my career is that there's a lot of these websites, and definitely not calling anybody out individually. That's not the whole point in this. But there was a lot of people out there who claimed to have an edge and claimed to have sharp projections and have certain tools that would make you a profitable sports bettor. And for the first time in my career over the past year, I'm realizing that it's just a bunch of BS. And they're selling tools that sure give you sharper projections, but they can't guarantee that if you utilize their tools correctly, that you will make money. Like that's not something that they can guarantee. And I want for the first time in the entire industry's, existence, that there actually be a tool out there where I can guarantee if you use this correctly, that you will be a profitable sports bettor by literally just looking at the tool and taking plays. Like that's what we all want, right? And I just feel like that's something that just doesn't exist. And when we talk about the DFS, DraftKings industry as well, there's really no sharp tool out there to help you plus EV bet against users. So that really excites me. It really does.
And then piggybacking off that as well is like you were kind of mentioning a little bit ago, it's like if you guys don't have the concept grasp or anything like that, we have put out so many videos, Matt, on plus EV betting, how it works, how to be better, how to use the optimizer the right way to make sure you are getting these bets, bankroll management, why line shopping is important. Like there's a million videos on this YouTube channel that you guys are currently on. So if you're not subscribed, subscribe first off. Second off, go back. There's a DFS 101
playlist.
What is it? Playlist that all these videos you can find and watch them. People are in my DMs constantly asking, hey, I've tried it. I'm not doing well with it. And then I try to question them sometimes, like, hey, are you doing this? Are you doing this? Are you doing this?
Always
really,
something wrong.
We have a video. We have a video for everything that you're doing wrong. I can assure you, or something that you're struggling with plus EV betting or grasping the concept. Go watch those videos, and then if you have more questions on top of these videos, ask us. We're willing to help. I know Matt's busy sometimes. The DMs is tough. I'm here to help. DM me at Sports by Dustin on Twitter. TJ, Sano even. I mean, like we can answer some questions, but watch these videos first because a lot of value to be had in those videos.
What I also realized early in my career when starting this business, and this doesn't go for just the DFS industry, but YouTube will be your best friend. And not even talking about DGF at this point. There's so many videos out there that really are informative and get you to a point where you can get to, whether they're tutorials for simple things or like life lessons. But if you guys sit down, you actually watch our YouTube channel and our DFS 101 playlist, like you'll walk away from it maybe not being the best sports bettor, but you'll walk away from it being on the right track. And that's all that we want. We want to show you guys how to profit off of sports betting. And that is the entire goal of this website. I would never sell a phony tool if it didn't work. I use this every single day. I might not be able to sports bet as much as you guys because I'm managing a business as well. But there's so many other things that you guys can take advantage of. And it's just on YouTube. It's just on YouTube. And that's what I've really learned. I sit down and watch YouTube videos all the time, whether that's podcasts or tutorial videos or trying to, find the next big thing. So that's just something that a life lesson, I guess, for you guys.
And it's okay. It's okay if you're not quite there yet. I went through the same path. Matt had probably a similar path before he got into plus EV betting. Exactly. It's like, okay, you've heard of it. You're kind of dabbling in it, but once you actually make the choice, because that is exactly what it is, Matt. It's literally a choice to actually. It sounds like we're preaching something else here, but
does.
in general, like
you
have to make the choice.
Sounds religious.
To be good
almost.
at it. To be good at it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you can't just let's put it how it is, half-ass it. Like you have to bankroll manage. You have to do it the right way. You can't go chasing. If you lose all your slips from the day, don't go placing a slip that's not plus EV to try and get your money back. Yeah. That's not how it works. You just got to make the choice, because that's what I did. Literally, quite literally. And I stick to my unit size. I don't go outside of that, and it's worked for me. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I mean, you take a look at another, a person who obviously knows a lot about plus EV betting because he was a former quant trader. You look at Alex Monahan, and this guy has placed volume after volume after volume after volume after sportsbook after DFS app. This guy through, about, we'll call it 6 months, this guy's at 4.44% ROI. Do you know how great that is? Like, it's so hard to like compartmentalize and actually like digest. And he's going through a very cold streak right now. So on the bad side of the variance, 4.44% is a realistic expectation. You can assume that will double by the time. So you're looking at around a 10% ROI, and anybody who's going to tell you otherwise, that this is going to be something greater than that, is lying to you. But you really can use this as an investment depending on how big your bankroll is. And that's why I always preach, you guys have to start somewhere. You have to start somewhere. You have to start with a bigger bankroll and build this puppy up.
Oh God, here comes comments about my stash. Oh God. Sorry. Not to
really appreciate that, John. Really do.
Lighten it up, but
I can't believe you guys are sitting in here. 83 of you. Thank you so much for listening to our teaching points. If you guys have any other questions, we've kind of been on here for a little bit. We'll go and get off soon if you guys don't have any more questions, but that's what this is all about. I want to teach you guys. It's so funny because I come off as obnoxious on Twitter, but I just literally want to show you guys that this works. And anybody else who's telling you otherwise, there's people out there who will tell you that plus EV betting does not work. That is just, you talk about scammers. Like, that is the definition of scamming. Somebody telling you that observing the market doesn't work is just straight up lying to you guys.
There's so much data out there that proves that wrong too. It's just like, if you just look
so
into
much,
it a little
dude.
bit.
So much. There's so many pickets, so many screenshots from our customers from, on Twitter who actually utilize the tool, who utilize plus EV betting, whether it's manual comparing, for goodness sakes. Like, there's so many people who just know how to do it and do it correctly. And there's so many success stories. What's EV betting mean? Sorry, go ahead, Dustin.
No, last thing I do want you to address that last thing before we maybe get off is answer that question for them in the best way you can. But I mean, if you just look at our community and Discord and such, the people that have made the choice to actually try and do this the right way, they're now longtime users of this DFS app, and they have been since however long, 6+ months or whatever, and they're seeing the benefits. Because they made the choice to do it the right way, and now they love it, and they're in Discord helping us get value, pinging, and it's amazing. So,
100%, Dustin. Anthony said, "What's EV betting mean?" I will explain that, and then we'll go ahead. If there's no more questions, we'll sign off here shortly. All EV betting is profitable sports betting. It is expected value, taking advantage of the value on these books, comparing it to other sports books, and taking it where the best value is. I'll leave with this last example. I like using this example because it's realistic. Let's say that I am going to buy a new house, specifically in a community where all the housing prices are the same, similar, right? And we're taking similar type houses too. Let's just hypothetically say that all these houses within the community they're cookie cutter. They look the exact same because there's plenty of them out there. You look at a house for $400,000. You look at another one for $390,000. You look at another one for $20,000, and then you look at one who's $320,000, right? Just sitting there. These houses are all for sale. We're not sitting here and saying that house that you buy for $320,000 is going to make money in the long term. We're not saying that, because anything can happen. The market could crash. Anything could happen. The roof could fly off, right? But as long as those houses are in somewhat similar, form, shape, and you are able to take advantage of that low price, that gives you the best chance at making long-term profit off that house, right? $320,000 is obviously mispriced when you compare it to these other houses. Same exact thing for sports betting. Same exact thing for looking at these prices when comparing on Prizepicks. All we're doing is we're taking the most profitable sports bet on Prizepicks when we compare directly to the market, which we've talked about throughout this live stream. By the way, Heaney was bumped. Kelsey Plum, you're getting this at a 0.5 discount right now on Prizepicks. Comparing it to the market at 4.5, FanDuel setting us a plus 102, plus 100, plus 100 on Bovada. And the proof is there. Get this at a 0.5 discount on Prizepicks. That is the best way to sports bet. It is the only way to sports bet, in my opinion, if you actually want to make long-term profits. And that is the example I'll leave you guys with. Any last words, Dustin?
Yes. So since NHA has just tweeted, they just tweeted about it. You want to go ahead and let them know about that?
Okay. So No House Advantage will be doing they call it a mini boost. I don't know if you noticed that, Dustin. Not a super boost, a mini boost for 1 hour here, starting at 2 p.m. If you guys haven't signed up for No House Advantage, I don't know if Dustin's going to go live or we just might end up tweeting out slips. Regardless, sign up for NHA using code DGF for 100% match up to $100. It is a flash promo. Yep, it is a mini boost, right? That's what they said?
On the tweet, they called it a flash promo, but yeah.
Flash promo, mini boost, whatever you guys want to call it. Mini boost sounds cool.
21 to 25x on 5-leg non-insured entries. So
52.54% or higher. 52.54% or higher. This is not your 30x. It's not your 15x. This is a slightly less, worse promo, I guess I'll say. 25x still a good promo to take advantage of. Just be sure when you load up your No House Advantage optimizers that you guys are looking for 52.54% plus. So you guys can take the first 5 plays here on the optimizer. That would be a profitable sports bet using this promo.
Now do know this does start at 2 p.m. Eastern, so it's not live right now. So do not place that because it would not be plus EV with the current payout structure.
Please don't do that now.
Yeah. That's why I wanted to get that out real quick because it starts at 2 p.m. Eastern. It's only live for 1 hour, so 2 to 3 p.m. Eastern, guys. And I'll tweet it out too. If you guys follow me at Sports by Dustin, I'll tweet out that percentage. That way you guys are aware whenever that does go live that you're looking for that 52.54%.
The market crashing is our generation's only chance of owning a home, Matt. That is also true, John. It is a depressing time when it comes to the housing market. That is 100% true. All right, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. We will talk to you a little bit later. Thanks for tuning in, as always. And let's cash.
Peace.